Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Jon and Nez hanging out. Black and Yellow Dog app, platform the people. Underdog Fantasy here. Back from some Canada Day celebrations there. Nez and Pete did a great job holding down the fort there. We had a wacky baseball slate yesterday. Give some shout outs to the past winners there. Tons of places to be spending your time right now. Pete's live. Davis is live. I think Coach Speak Index was live. Tons of places. So if you guys are choosing to hang out with us and draft baseball alongside us, and then in the future draft some football in the second portion of the show. Thank you for being here with us.
Well said, Jon. Well said. Thanks everybody hanging out. I mean, you got to get your baseball alpha somewhere. You know, you're not getting it these other chumps. Yeah, I said it, chumps. They're not giving you this shit. We got you. Welcome. What's up, everybody?
Oh man, Ned's obviously fourth on Friday there, so we got a couple. It's probably gonna be a wacky baseball slate. I haven't looked at it, but probably be a little bit of a weird one, and most people be taking the day off there. So we're gonna do a solver one today. I think we're gonna do some sidekick stuff tomorrow. We'll do baseball both of those 2 days, and then Friday will probably be our pre-record video for the people there. I might hop on and do a baseball for the members only there. But that's the lay of the land for the rest of the week. Did I miss anything there?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to get another solver series up this weekend. And this is a kind of an interesting slate. You know, it was a little intimidating because there's like 1,000,001 games because you know all the makeups and suspended games and whatnot. But once I actually like got a feel for what we're drafting, I think I kind of love it.
Okay, nice. Okay, and I ripped a couple. Naz and I were doing a bit of a side project thing this morning, so in the last hour getting prepped for this, I ripped 4 or 5 of them there, and I did have similar. I think Underdog did as well as they could, making this slate as manageable as it could be, because it could have been like 3 double headers, and then there's that other game that has a suspended game before. So it's nice to see that we only have one of the double headers included here. There was an originally scheduled one that is the suspended game moving on there, and then the Mets double header. So there's only kind of like 2 potential wacky lineup situations, but we could talk through the dynamic of that. It's a very interesting pitching slate, man. Like I put Jacob Miz on the cover there, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm not sure, even like SP1 on the slate, who could be a Cy Young contender, and Hunter Brown is in Coors. So, I mean, yeah, good strikeout matchup, but he's in Coors. And then kind of just a wacky hodgepodge of guys after that who on paper look like good names to click, but all have a little bit of warts in my estimation today.
Yeah, I fully agree with that assessment for sure. Big disparity between the top 2 and everybody else for me.
Yeah, and I might even throw some cold water on number 2. Who knows here in a second. Let's start with last night there, Nez. I did not get in the contest, as Blake is alluding to in the chat there, celebrating some independence there for my nation. But here we go. Friend of the show, JT McKenzie, former Dog Bowl participant there, taking down that top prize of $4,000 after 3 canceled games, and a little bit of Coors on the slate there. The Colorado mini stack, Hunter Goodman homered twice. Corey Seager is scorching hot yet again there. Matthew Boyd continues to plug along as one of the most underrated starting pitchers in baseball right now. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it was a very interesting slate. I mean, tons of weather, like we talked about, and I was sort of under the mindset at the time of recording yesterday to just like power through it. And if you like the spots, just draft them. And it seemed like if the worst case scenario for a lot of those games was just a postponement, obviously Red Sox had a pretty sad fate getting suspended mid-game, but the Texas stack kind of came to me late. Somebody brought it up on stream in the members only stream yesterday that like, hey, last time Texas the Rangers faced Brandon Young, they lit him up, and they sure did. And the Rangers, I'm also, like, I think you can't fully, throw to the side recency bias, right? If a team is hot and like they have a history of being good, I think you do need to, bake that into your decision making. And the Rangers are certified hot right now. And Brandon Young, not a good track record. So that was a good hit. And then of course, man, our darlings, Rockies there, Jordan Beck and Hunter Goodman getting it done. Hunter Goodman double dong night. So this is just as you would say, John, beautiful, well-constructed lineup.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I couldn't agree more there. Neski, zoom out and let's take a look at the top 5, top 6 that we're working with there. We see Car Park up there. We see Ryan. We see Chris. We see Cowboys. We see Andrew. We see Shilly. Oh, my goodness. Friends and family all connected at the top. Oh, Swamp City, man. Hey, when you know the best plays, you know the best plays.
He drafted this the night before. I gave him shit for it, and he was, "Oh, come on, Nez." It doesn't matter. If you have 5 out of 6 swaps, I'm gonna have to badger you a little bit. But shout out Grant Holmes, my SP1.
Yeah, holy man, like getting home in the K's department yet again. There, obviously bullish matchup versus the Angels there, but he has performed very well in 2 strikeout spots that are not necessarily a given. The Colorado one and the Angels one, right? Like 2 spots we like to target for pitching strikeouts, but not a given that guys always get home. So nice to see Grant Holmes get home in both of those 2 strong matchups. I think that's 2 of the last 4 starts for him.
Yeah, and then the Max Muncy swap. He had every team that he had a swap for. Muncy was one of his top swaps. Just bravo, man. I mean, what else can you do but just tip
the good Max Muncy?
I mean, that's crazy.
Good shit, man. Yeah, Nez, I was just trying to go down memory lane for a half second here. We made a pick 'em on Monday's show there where we were forecasting a potential good week for Adolis here, and then Adolis homers twice over the next 2 days there, but we didn't pair it with Shea Bangliers, who also homered in that one, and we got them both correct. They just weren't paired together, which was so unfortunate.
That was sad. We nailed that. We absolutely nailed that.
Nez is checking in on his Pirates in real time here. How did that happen?
What the 5-win streak Pirates going on 6 with the Mitch Keller gem on the screen? My fault. I didn't mean to share this. What the heck, Mitch? Sorry, I spilled stuff on my mouse. It's kind of taking over a life of its own here. Mitch Keller 7 scoreless innings with 7 Ks. What?
Wow.
Sorry.
What an outing. What an outing.
Dude, John, don't let these Pirates get hot, buddy. You ought to know better.
They were it was funny before this stretch here, and they scored a bunch of runs against the Mets there. They were the team to score most games with the fewest amount of runs over 4 or something like that. And then they just did it like 5 games in a row, or 4 out of 5 games that they went north of it by a big way.
They were like one of the first teams to win 3 games in a row by 7 or more runs in since the 1920s or something. Like
wild stat. Baseball,
man. Dude.
Baseball, yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah. Let's move into today's slate here and discuss it all. We could start with the unabated interface there. Give me 1 second to pull that one up, and we could see some of the game totals and that sort of thing. As we alluded to, a bunch of daytime baseball taking place right now. So as you can see, Nez's aforementioned Pirates there hanging out there. We had this small park here, battle of the small parks between Rays and A's, but none of that to concern us. The stuff that will concern us is looking at the Brewers lineup there, and then looking at the Reds and Red Sox lineup as well to see how that impacts our slate later in the day here with these 2 games. That's the most noteworthy thing relative to the slate for our game today.
Yep. Yeah, definitely I would assume that we're gonna get 2 A lineups there. I'm not necessarily worried about any sort of unforeseen benching based on those matchups. At least that's how I'm playing it.
Yeah, so I would just be mindful of the catchers and backup catchers situation when it comes to like the Brewers and Mets game, playing a full game, and then the second half, like, one guy, DHs, or I don't actually know yet. I'll look at it in a second whether Willem Contreras is catching or DHing for the first game, but that'll probably flip flop and he'll probably still be in the lineup, but just a
Yeah.
backup catcher will draw in. It's interesting with this game being a suspended game. We actually know what the lineups are right now with that one from last night, so we could forecast how that one's going to start as well. So we'll take a look at that more in depthly in a second when we are walking through the lineups and stuff like that. But 7 game slate here, as I alluded, broken up by the fact that it ends with the Coors game on this slate, and then there's those 2 games that are second halves, one second half of a suspended, one second half of a doubleheader. Run totals, unabated lines, looking different than Ballpark Pal today, and different resources that you go to. A lot of places really gravitating to this Reds and Red Sox game here because of the 85 degrees with a little bit of wind blowing out at Fenway there, but it's showing a 9.5 on the unabated line, and the highest being this Coors game at 11. We got a couple 9.5s, a 9, and then a few 8, 8.5s. Looking like the worst hitting environment, according to the unabated lines, will be this Texas and Baltimore one, and this Cubs and Guardians one. But we could talk through that one and use some other resources at the same time to compare there. Any macro thoughts other than what's been laid out, Nez?
No, I think, once we kind of get into the game by game, we'll be able to talk about the issues that we have with these pitchers that you were kind of like talking about. It's not all roses and sunshine after the top 2 as far as like ceilings go.
Yeah, that's a really good shout there, dude. I am going to pull up this lineup real quick because we do have Brewers game 1 lineup and Mets game 1 lineup as those games are underway right now. Contreras is in the 2-hole with the catcher designation there. They got the lefty in Jake Bauers in there. So imagine Rhys Hoskin draws in for the second game, but is not in the first game right now. So I think that's an interesting little note there. And then the Mets side of the coin, Nimmo a little bit down. Should be good. Yeah, Mets not a ton to say there in terms of forecasting a lineup for the second one. Anything standing out to you here other than the Rhys Hoskins omission, and he'll probably be in the second lineup?
No, not that I'd have of note. Who do we think is starting for game 2 for the Mets again?
Blade Tidwell, kind of like
Okay.
used to be a decent prospect amongst theirs, came up last year, didn't do much. He's had 3 big league starts this year, and they've all been putrid. So it does look like a spot that you're going to want to target some Brewers there.
Cool.
In particular, some lefties, or, Isaac Collins as a switch hitter or whatever.
Very cool.
Okay. All right, that's good macro there, Nez. Whether we can kind of walk through Cincinnati and Boston kind of still dealing with some hangover effects of yesterday with some potential light showers mixed in. Roth has it green, yellow, opposed to all the yellow, orange that was on the slate yesterday. Everything looks pretty good. But Atlanta and Boston would be like the 2 potential looming showers for a delay kind of thing, but nothing like yesterday. Yeah, some slight wins for Chicago, but nothing noteworthy at Wrigley. Obviously, a park that we always can care about the wind, and then hot temperatures in Coors with a little bit of wind blowing out looks pretty nice there.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like kind of hope and pray that things are okay in Boston. That's a spot that I'm always looking at Fenway. I am a little surprised at the high run total for A's and for Angels and Braves though.
Yeah, why so?
I don't know. I'm a bit of a Kikuchi respecter right now, and the Bravos, man, the Bravos are just always, letting me down all the time. So I just, I think I'm finally beginning to turn the page on them, And, I think, you couple that with me thinking Kikuchi might be kind of rounding back into like supreme form here. I think I'm gonna fade Braves for our BR purposes.
Ooh, very interesting. Because some of the first teams I built out were Braves. I was looking at Austin Riley's ADP. I was looking at Azuna's ADP, and I was like, give me some of these right-handed Braves because Kikuchi has been amazing, incredible, lights out versus left-handed pitching, but he has had some power problems with the right-hand side of the plate there. So I was looking 85 degrees in hot Atlanta there. They designated Alex Verdugo for assignment this morning too. Jurickson Profar is coming back from the suspension. Not going to be in our player pool, but just another bat that would be right-handed instead of left-handed. There be a switch hitter. So I'm looking at this lineup and I see one lefty. I see 8 righties in it today that I'm forecasting, and I actually like some right-handed Braves today. So I'm on the other side of history with that one, Nez.
I mean, I get it. Righties on the lefty, sure thing. But like I said, man, I've played Braves in good spots all year, and all they've done is take my money. So I'm done.
Sounds good. Yeah, I famous last words with the Baltimore narrative all over again there.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh man. Let's move into that's kind of like weather and some of the game by game stuff there. There are 7 games here. I'll bring up the ballpark totals here. As alluded to in the chat by Paid, saying he thinks the Coors total is a little too high there. Yeah, I mean it was 11 on the unabated line. Depending where you look, you can see as high as 6, 6.6, 6.8 for the Astros, but Ballpark Pal is feeling the way in which Paid is a little bit lower down here. Yeah, and they're actually forecasting that game that you were talking about with Fenway and the Reds and Red Sox. They're both north of 5. So Ballpark Pal showing 3 teams north of 5.25, and then a whole bunch of other stuff hovering in the 4s, the lowest games of the bunch. Colorado standing out down here, and yeah, this Mets versus Brewers game being a little lower than ADPs would currently indicate, because a lot of people get into Brewers in our drafts right now.
Yeah, and it makes sense when you look at Blake Tidwell. There does seem like a pretty good spot. If
Is
I had
it
to
Blake or Blade?
Blade, it is Blade.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I was thinking like bad at his craft, thinking Blake.
Yeah.
So that was just Freudian slip.
Blade sounds like a dude who's just been dicing dudes. Like it should be like Jacob Blade. Blade Mizrowski. Like that's who we should be dealing with.
He needs to come off that nickname or that first name, because he hasn't earned that. You can't be called Blade if you're looking dull. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well done, well done. Yeah. What kind of stands out to you here, Nez, that looks a little incorrect? Obviously, you're alluding to that Brewers one potentially. What kind of stands out to you?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely in lockstep on like the Fenway game, like I said. Very, very much into that. Especially from an underdog standpoint, like the ADPs on the Red Sox are just like absolutely right. As far as like for the taking, this is what you want to see. This is nice, and you got a team in a great park against a bad pitcher, and they all got ADPs in the 30s. I'm drooling over here. So I'm very much into that. I think, I'm going to probably play a little bit of recency bias into old Jose Barrios going up against the Yankees here. I don't know that I'm going to be taking a lot of Yankee stacks, because it looks like a Yankee stack is being built in every single lobby. So let me just, play the other side of that, aka just like not have it at all. Maybe take some Blue Jay stacks instead, because Will Warren does have a little bit of gas can range of outcomes there. So I think those are some of like, as far as like my contrarian angles, is sort of where my first thoughts are.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. Noteworthy that The Blue Jays don't strike out a whole lot, and they don't strike out a whole lot against right-handed pitching. And the one kind of bullish thing for Will Warren is the strikeout rate thing. So it's kind of which is going to give here, and you isolating the fact that getting on Blue Jays probably a pretty good spot there, because Will Warren does seem to go almost every draft, even though his ADP doesn't necessarily indicate that.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Just to double down on this notion of the Red Sox there, Nez, that game is good. The suspended one is in the top of the fourth. We're dealing with Duran, Anthony, Toro, Carlos Narvaez, Willer, Story, Marcelo Meyer, Hamilton, David Hamilton, and then Ceddanne Rafaela at the bottom there. So kind of hard to see for people there, but we already know what that beginning first suspended game lineup will look like. Are you forecasting any potential changes in the evening side of that when you are scrolling the F down for these Red Sox?
No, I'm gonna take all the lefties and Carlos Narvaez. That's my plan.
Okay, all the lefties plus Carlos Narvaez for Nez. On the other side of that one, there, Nez, do you like Reds as well?
They're going up against. It looks like Bayo.
Yeah, I see Bayo.
Is that what you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Fenway, dude, and I like the Reds against righties. Or at least Ellie and Friedel against righties, but Bayo, as we well know, very very solid ground ball rates, very very solid fly ball rates, for him. So I do worry about his ability to generate the right kind of contact, and famously better at night. So
ooh, nice.
So yeah, I'm not as stoked on the red stuff, but I can't. TK saying Bayo's going to resume game 1.
Ooh, okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I was reading it as Bayo as starter.
Interesting.
So that might shift some of the handedness stuff.
Well then, okay, TBD on Reds then, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, TK, if you're gonna correct us, looks like Criswell. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Criswell for sure.
Cooper, your boy. That's your boy, isn't it?
Once upon a time. I'm thinking here. So, okay, let's look at this for 1 second here, because this is pretty important. Brady Singer and Dick Fitz is right here. So he says Brian Bayo is going to come in for this one, and then it's going to Cooper Criswell for the second one. And then the other side of that coin is Nick Martinez.
Nick Martinez does appear to be official. That's what's listed on the MLB starter website. They don't have a starter listed for game 2. I was just going off of Plate IQ. And then T-Cage there is clearly our quant telling us all that we need to know about game 2.
Sweet. Okay. Good context. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess play Reds Pick Ems then if Bayo's gonna resume this day game. I don't know.
Yeah, with the whole day night narrative just got flipped on its head here.
Holy shit! I mean,
little Will Benson Bayou. Why not?
Oh, it's 5-0 now. You were asking me about the Pirates game?
Oh yes, I was. Thank you.
I thought yeah. It's 5-0 Bucks.
Hasn't been a Bucks update on the program in months, and then the boys rattle off 5 in a row, and now there's a Buck update every 10 minutes.
Brother, beating up the Cardinals. It's the division rival.
It's so good, man.
It's Division 1 football.
Before we jump into the ADP stuff and walk through the pitchers, there anything else kind of macro notes wise now that we're looking at these totals, now that we're seeing what's going on?
I think if you just want to talk about a game I'm likely avoiding, or at least thinking about avoiding, Orioles and Rangers, I think is definitely I don't know what to do spot. Sure. Definitely. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. Tomoyuki Sugano, in the Pick'em lobby, I think I saw you can take a higher lower for his hits allowed at 6.5. but yeah, for hits allowed, but like he also just like doesn't give up runs. He just
Right.
like he's just so bend don't break. Professional ass pitcher as they come,
Mhm.
and it just doesn't seem like I just don't see the Rangers as being a great ceiling shot here.
Yeah.
And then on the
It's like
flip side, oh, go ahead.
he's like the right-handed version of like professional lefty thumber, like
Mhm.
where it's just like he's gonna mitigate, like not that much hard contact. Like the walk stuff at the beginning of the year was like really strong. Like he didn't walk a ton of guys. Now he kind of like walks a couple more, but still doesn't walk a ton kind of thing. Doesn't get hit hard, doesn't strike anybody out. Like it's a very interesting profile.
It is, yeah, and I just don't, and I don't know. Maybe the Rangers are hot enough to like break them, but it just doesn't seem like a spot that is jumping off the page by any means, especially when you have these other games on the slate. And then Eovaldi, who's back. I mean, I'm just kind of game log browsing here, but it doesn't look
Yeah.
like he's gotten off to a great start since he's returned, or
He's
he
only had
it was one start, I guess.
Yeah, he's only had the one and he had like a 50 cap on it. And I think he fell short of the 50 cap. He fell like 50, 45 or something like that. Let's good segue into the pitching stuff here and why I'm a little bearish on some of the names behind. But yeah, Evaldi, yeah, 45 pitches in his first time out since returning from the IL. He had a month off there. I do think when we cited it last time out that the minor league start that he had before, he did get up to 73 or something. So yeah, maybe there's room to run today, but yeah, that's kind of yeah. Anything else to say on Evaldi just in general?
No, I just think it kind of makes for difficult, projecting for the Orioles, and I think the easy thing is to just like avoid them, which is what I want to do. But yeah, I wonder if there's an angle to be played there. But I think that may be gal brain. And I for sure think that I'm going to not have a ton of either side of this game.
Okay, yeah, good shout. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I
Yeah,
do.
it's just tough,
It's
like it's just like
yeah,
an easy, like, oh, I just won't think about it.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
No,
hope it doesn't kill me.
yeah, fair enough. Let's talk about pitching more in depth there, as you alluded to. Like I was going to try and, throw some cold water on the entirety of the pitching slate. I do not think it is a very good pitching slate. I think almost all the best pitching that is going today is actually not on our slate. I think the After Dark slate has like way better pitching options than the main slate does here. Hunter Brown, could be involved in the Cy Young conversation if Scooball didn't exist. Like him, Crochet, Scooball, like that's kind of like an AL conversation. Right now, he has been, up to that level, even though, maybe name value suggests otherwise. And this is a plus plus strikeout matchup, but it is plus plus hitting conditions, right? It's Coors with a little bit of wind, with good temperatures too. So like that's a tough one. Jacob Mizrowski, he has a soft cap, and they said so on the broadcast, and they said so. They said in the middle of the broadcast last time out that it was like 75 to 80, and it hadn't been publicized other than that mention in the broadcast. So I'm a little scared about the soft cap there. Kikuchi, I'm scared of all the right-handed power. It might get 8 righties. Evaldi, I'm scared how deep he can go in the ball game. Shota is only his second start back from the IL. Scared how deep he can go. So for me, this is a large like pitching does not matter kind of slate unless Hunter Brown breaks it, is how I'm treating it. How do you see it, Nez? Do you see it similarly?
Yeah, I still like Jake Miz.
Okay.
Just compared to the rest of the guys on the slate,
Yeah, for sure.
and yeah, but otherwise, I'm with you. I do like Shota, I think, more than you. Just like a lefty going up against Cleveland is generally, a matchup that I'm trying to take advantage of. And I do like Kikuchi too. Like I said earlier, he kind of has, it's not a likely ceiling, but definitely a pretty high ceiling, just because of all the limitations of the guys around him that you mentioned. And
Mhm.
if things do go his way, he has the chance to go deep if things do work out for him. But things do need to work out first. Um, Yeah, and like you said, the righties are obviously super tough for for Atlanta, obviously, but like you know, Riley hasn't hit lefties rather super well this season.
Mhm.
Riley's striking out a ton against lefties this season.
Okay.
Ozzy Albies doesn't strike out a bunch against lefties, but he's not hitting lefties very well this season. So
Yeah,
like
that
two of
used
your
to be
big lefty
always.
killers are kind of like lagging.
Yeah, that used to be always a spot that we would go to. So good contextual recency there, Nez. Yeah, I like that a lot more now knowing that. Let's rank these out, dude. Do you think Hunter Brown is SP1 in Colorado?
Yeah, he's my 102 today, honestly.
Okay, cool. So you are prioritizing it a little bit there. What about Jacob Mizrowski next there?
He's definitely SP2, but I don't think he's ADP 6
Sure. Yeah, I was in a room
for me.
before this. I saw him fall all the way to the third. Nah, Ricky took him in the third round there. Yeah, when people were just prioritizing some other stacks and stuff like that. Who do you like between Shota and Yakuchi?
Kikuchi, but Shota
Yakuchi.
not far behind him.
I put Yusei and Kikuchi together and called him Yakuchi.
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 What'd you say about me?
Oh man, Kikuchi there above Shota, and then now what, Nez?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
I think I go Barrios next.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
I know it's lefty power, plays well in Toronto. But oh man, Barrios is going kind of nice. And when Barrios is going, like
Uh-huh.
I don't like to bet against him. He kind of did this last year a little bit. He
Yep.
had a little bit of a streak where he was pitching well. His ERA is almost below 3 right now. He's like a very weird pitcher, right? He's kind of had like a pretty weird arc as a player. But like, yeah, he's just not someone I really want to bet against right now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a little bit of Barrios when it comes to me.
Okay. Yeah, seems good to me. Yeah, I won't fault you on that one. I do think I was looking at some stuff earlier, and then someone smarter than me tweeted out that he's had bigger power problems against righties than lefties this year, which I found kind of surprising. But that bodes pretty well for going against the Yankees, a team that can strike out. And outside of Judge, the majority of the power that you're concerned about is actually left-handed. It's Belly, it's Chisholm, it's those guys.
He does have a better ISO against lefties than righties as far as batters against.
Yeah,
Uh, and for what it's worth, could be absolutely just pure noise, but
sure.
better underlying numbers at home compared to on the road too, just barely. But I think that's good to see.
Yeah, cool. Well said. Good deep dive there. Nez, I think this is where it gets really tricky, but you might have alleviated some of that trickiness by pulling up Barrios here. But Will Warren, we like to chase strikeouts as floor, but obviously it is as floor and ceiling on our site. But obviously it is a tough matchup here. But yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with like Mizrowski, Hunter Brown, it's then Will Warren who has the next highest strikeout rate on the slate, but obviously not a good spot for it. And, if you're looking at some of the hashtag models like Cardi and stuff like that, all these guys are very middling in terms of like 11, 12 fantasy points projected. And it does not love Will Warren either. So who do you like next of this kind of like Will Warren, Evaldi, Tanner Bybee? We're Xing out Brian Bayo because he's most likely going to be the second half of the first game, not starting the second game there. So, who do you kind of like of this next grouping?
Well, Bayo John has recorded one out so far in the
There we
resumed
go.
game and given up a bomb already. Why
Our
can't
day
he
game
pitch
thesis,
during the
baby.
day?
The day
It's like,
game thesis.
what is happening? Um,
Who do you give up the bomb to? Will
Spencer
Benson?
Steer.
Spencer Steer, righty over that wall. Nice.
Yeah, Steer is heating up big time. Um, yeah, I think John, I'm leaning really hard into the recency bias right now
Okay.
in a lot of things, but I think Bybee versus the Cubs is kind of a perfect storm.
Interesting. Okay. Talk me through it.
Well, Cubs on the season have just destroyed righties, but as of late, has not necessarily been the case. The and Bybee as well is going pretty well after a really, really slow start. So like I'm just, kind of riding the recency bias wave here. And I think I'm looking at Bybee if I have to for SP6, and just saying, to hell with the wind tunnel. Pete Crow Armstrong is a first half merchant, and Kyle Tucker can't possibly do it all himself.
Okay. Yeah, I won't fight you on it, man. Bybee and Jose Barrios numbers side by side right now are very, very close. Barrios a little bit worse with the walks, but yeah, this is like a 21.5 K versus 21. Walk percentages in Bybee's favor like 6.6 opposed to 8.9, and then both of their xFIPs are just hovering right around 4. On paper, they look like very similar in terms of results over the season. In terms of projection for today, the tougher of the two matchups probably swing in favor of Barrios there. But yeah, this is both of those guys should be firmly entrenched as our scroll down player pool. I think you're right here.
Just FYI, we got some thunderstorms rolling through right now, and my power is like so sensitive. So if thunder shakes my house the wrong way, I'm gonna end up getting disconnected for a second. So if I freeze, just know the wind blew a little too hard.
Okay, sounds good, bro. Anything else you want to talk about here? Like Tidwell, we're not getting to, I assume. Gomber, we want no part of that full right-handed lineup in Coors there. Anything else?
No, I think that pretty much covers it, just because like the last two guys we named should be available in most drafts. So that's cool. Kind of like where my stopping point is. Not getting to whole Austin Gomber today.
Nice. Are you full fade Eovaldi at SP4 then?
I think upon further review I might be.
Yeah. It just doesn't feel like he's going to roll deep enough. Like I know he's a professional ass right-handed pitcher who we like to play in like plus matchups, but he's going to get a ton of lefties today, and he maybe has 70, 75 in his bag.
Right. Yeah. I don't think the ceiling there. I don't think the reward is worth the risk there.
Okay. Checks out to me. You said Red Sox as one of your favorite stacks there. Houston is going to be stone cold chalk at Coors there. Do you think you're going to be even with the field, over the field, or under the field in terms of Houston today?
Probably at the field. I'm assuming everybody's going to be trying to get a piece of that team, and I'm no different. I mean, Gomber lefty against all those righties and Coors. That's hard to not try to get.
Yep. Sounds good to me. Yeah. I was thinking yesterday had Carantini in the lineup as well as Yanier Diaz. Maybe they run back again today after Carantini hit the grand slam yesterday. Christian Walker still hasn't homered off of a lefty this season, but he's known as a lefty killer and had 3 hits yesterday. So maybe going back to that well is interesting. Cam Smith has just been on Fuego for a month now, so he's way up here. Cooper Hummel probably, it's his worst side as a switch hitter. He's normally got more power from the left side, but may or may not be in the lineup today. So just galbraining some Houston stuff.
Yeah, I'm just like purely looking at their righties.
Yep. That's basically all they got.
Yeah, the non-switch hitters, I guess I should specify.
Yeah. Any other stacks you want to bring up? You talked about Red Sox, you talked about scroll the F down Blue Jays. Yeah, what else piques your interest?
I think we pretty much covered the slate. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to mention there.
Will you play Rockies today? Their lineup just came out. Kind of looks as expected.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like ultimate double bubble, in Coors. It's the easiest double bubble you can get. So, yeah, I'm going to mix in some Rockies. And I guess I didn't mention Angels against this is DDA Fuentes.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a good idea to get there.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I mean, don't have to twist my arm to play Zach Neto, Mike Trout, and Joseph Adell. Adell moving up in the lineup more recently here too. He's just been very, very good for basically the entirety of the season. Now gives you a little bit of power speed combo that will be probably hitting fifth there. Jorge Soler back as well, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, activated yesterday. So he will be back today as well. Yeah, good stuff there, Nez. Let's hop in a couple, see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Draft number 5 for your boy on the day. Snap, Phil.
Love to see it.
Love to see it. Kevin Pillar just announced his retirement from professional baseball.
Sad day.
Once upon a time, lefty killer with a plus glove in center field.
He'll be a guy named by dudes for years and years.
The rich man's Austin Slater.
Ooh, is he a rich man version of that?
I think so. Kevin Pillar, like peak Kevin Pillar for those Blue Jays teams that were good with like Jose Bautista, Encarnacion, and Josh Donaldson. Like he was a fixture of those teams every day in center field kind of thing.
Yeah. I just have such a distorted memory. He's a good guy.
Fuck yeah. Oh, that's good, clean fun. Judge is the 101 today, or do you like some Coors stuff, or do you like Hunter Brown?
I think I'd just go Judge, but I don't think it's crazy to pull up Paredes.
Ooh, you like Isak more than Cam Smith?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, not same. I like Cam Smith better today.
Well, Paredes is my guy, so
that's true.
He's hitting lead off.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, dude, peak Pillar, he had one season with a WRC plus over 100.
Yeah, that checks out.
And then
not a stick first guy, glove first guy.
And Slater, I mean, John, rich man's Slater. Put some respect on Austin Slater, would you?
Dude, has Austin Slater ever played more than 90 baseball games in a season?
Twice.
Okay. All right.
You forgot about the Devil Magic Giants. Like he was critical.
Yeah. That's good.
129 and 125.
Okay. What was Kevin Pillar's totals like?
His what?
His games played totals like? How many years did he have over like 120?
Let's see here. Now I'm all the way back at DDA Fuentes.
Nice.
Pillar. I mean, during his peak Blue Jay season, he was playing every day.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't perform as well, but I just thought of him more as like a better everyday. Nez, we get Jose Altuve to come back to us, which is kind of fun to do like him and Walker or something alongside Judge. We could also do Jazz Chisholm. What do you like?
I kind of like Yelich against Blake Tidwell.
Oh, I'm vetoing.
To take a one-off.
No.
Oh, we're gonna double up with Christian can't hit lefties Walker.
Yeah. When Altuve falls back here, I'm not gonna do Yelich on the team instead when Yelich is paired with Judge the whole time. And then like just doing Altuve as a one-off, I didn't want to do. So I like doing a little Astro stack alongside Judge there. You
Okay.
like Yelich more than Altuve in a vacuum today?
I mean, if I'm drafting from this end, yeah. Like I'd rather get like a bunch of Astros together personally. Like I like Yelich a lot today.
Okay.
The matchup is nice.
Yeah, I mean, just not a ballpark we normally go for offense for, but obviously Tidwell's been bad and it's 81 degrees, so that ballpark does play a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's so bad against lefties right now too. Like that's jumping out to me. Like I know it's been like 3 games, but in those 3 games, lefties are just demolishing him.
Against Tidwell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now Ricky doing a little bit of that Angel stuff as you alluded to. Kevin doing some Boston stuff as you alluded to there. As scroll the F down. Options. Cam Smith utilized as a one-off in this one because our guy Harris Chad pounded Astros in the middle of this draft. Nez, where does your mind go here? We might get Jazz Chisholm to come all the way back if we want it, or we do get Christian Yelich to come all the way back. So there you go. You still get.
Let's get Yelly.
Okay, we'll take Yelich here. And then do you want to prioritize pitcher before deciding who our last infielder would be? Just to get ahead of this, or what do you like?
Yeah, I do think so. I would say Bybee or Shota.
I think I'm team Shota versus Bybee. I was really encouraged watching his first start and the fact that he threw 77 pitches. I was like, ooh, here we go. I really liked what I saw from Shota first time out.
Okay. Good matchup against Guardians for being a lefty, obviously.
Yeah, not a team that strikes out a ton, but strikes out more than last year. So that's kind of a little bit more bullish than recent memory.
Yeah, you just have to go against your guy David Fry. That's all.
Ooh, lefty killer hitting fourth, baby. Let's go.
I know it's gonna kill you.
What Pablo? Wide receiver catches the ball, but it's during commercial break. Do I still get the points? What a great comment.
Absolutely
like
not.
That. Pitch saying Hall of Pretty Good. Hall of Pretty Good for Kevin Pillar.
Not even there.
Pretty good at defense. What up to our guy Car Park last night? Taking down some Cashish, little Tigers and Pirates October meetup. I don't think you guys ever have to schedule that one. Don't worry.
I'll see you there, Car Park. Game 7. John doesn't know they call it Bucktober.
Ooh, I did not until this moment.
You gotta learn.
Some interesting teams out here. Lasha, B9, going with kind of a hodgepodge one-offs. Our guy Sam Olson is building out the Cubbies there, so taking the other side of history against Tanner Bybee. He's going with a 3-man stack alongside Ellie. Boston 4-man stack going down with Hunter Brown for Kevin. I built this exact same team as Na Ricky has about an hour ago. Identical. I wonder who he goes for.
With Seager?
At starting pitcher. Yeah, I built this exact same team. Here, let's see if he dupes me. Will Warren.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, I built the exact same team, I think.
There's no way.
Austin Riley as a one-off here. We could do some Milwaukee stacking now with Yelich. Hunter Goodman as a one-off.
Yeah, what about Goodman? Let's just do like a little bit of baby double bubble. Or Caratini.
Let's do Caratini. I think it makes more sense. I like that. The other one I was going to suggest was Rhys Hoskins because we know he's going to play the second game after not playing the first game. We know, in parentheses. And that one, you kind of do a 2-2-1 there and use Judge as the one-off. Yeah.
Yeah, in Fenway with the monster. Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Not. Wait, who's in Fenway with the monster?
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I was thinking. You said second game, and I was thinking.
Oh,
Opposite.
yeah. The
Yeah, my bad.
suspended game. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, fun team. We'll rip another one of those in a second here. Let's just see. I actually want to see this drafts completed baseball. Seager, Neto.
Dude, it's the same team.
Oh no, I did Acuna
Okay.
instead of it's a 1v1. Acuna versus Adolis, but I think I did an Adolis team. No, I did not yet. Okay. So it's a 1v1. See at the top there, my friend. It's a 1v1.
Pirates win. Let's go Bucks. How about it?
Go Bucks, baby. Ooh. Hot dog eating alpha. Because we got the Joey Chestnuts on Friday with a 71.5 on the Glizzies in the lobby here. What's the hot dog alpha, Nez?
Take a lower, I think, on old Joey Chestnut.
Fading Joey. The GOAT is falling off. He's fallen off.
I don't know, man. I mean, when you got like the public on like 90% of one end of something, I think you just take the opposite and fade everybody. Don't you agree?
I like cheering with my friends, but it's probably pretty sharp.
I don't know, man. I think you got to fade that guy.
Blake saying added motivation after not being allowed to play last year, not being allowed to compete. 1 year sussy. That's burning his grill and fading Joey Chestnuts un-American.
Oh, you guys.
Ned, should we try and build out Houston starting with your boy Isak this time, or should we try and just build out something completely contrarian, utilizing one of the two starting pitchers?
Let's do Trout and build something nutty.
Whoa! He chooses neither of the options and goes with Michael Nelson. Trout. Love to see it. He got like 14 home runs now? 15 home runs? Am I rich yet?
He's going to hit one long today, and we need to get some double bubble with him if you catch my drift.
Okay. I see you. All right.
If you're down, unless you're scared.
Oh, geez, I'm not that scared. I'm a little nervous, but I'm not scared. If we're gonna go that route, Nez, does that mean Jacob Mizrowski would be a good pick for us here?
I mean, you could definitely do it, right? Like, I don't think it's a bad idea.
All right, let's do it. Let's see where this plane takes me. You drive the bus here, young man. See where we end up.
Well, somebody better not take our ideas. That's really going to piss me off. Don't take our ideas. Get your own ideas.
Oh, sorry. Hella sneezy today after spending all day outside yesterday and whatnot. I just got allergy season.
You gonna make it?
I think so. Yeah, I just got super bricked up to flip the board there and take Michael Nelson early. Love to see it. Nez, what's your go-to on a dog? Oh, here we're up again. Okay, where do you want to go?
You got to go Rockies, bro.
All right. Whom are some of your favorite Rockies this evening?
Hunter Goodman for sure, right? He's got to be numero uno.
All right, let's do it. Hunter Goodman. We could get some handedness advantage in our life with like Mickey Mooniak or something like that.
Mickey Mooniak? Who the hell is that?
Mooniac. Darnell Mooney's cousin. Mickey Moniac. Chris G asking eliminator ass team next. Now we're gonna do the Pitbull. We're gonna do the Pitbull because it's closing soon, and I just had to register a bunch of slows for it so that I didn't make sure I missed it. Make sure I did not miss it. So we got to get at least one of the Pitbull fast drafts in here on stream.
John, did we talk about the promo?
Oh shit, I forgot the thingy. I'll bring it up after this draft. Good reminder. Before we start football, I will do it. Nez, how many Rockies would you like to put on this team? Would you like to put Joseph Adele on this team?
Yeah, let's do Adele.
Yeah, I think Adele's kind of fun. Let's do Adele and Trout, and then let's do 3 Colorado infielders, maybe 1 outfielder.
I definitely prefer the infielders, but
me too.
Man, it's just the double bubble there is just like some of the best double bubble leverage we may see all season.
Respect it. I mean,
I know I'm exaggerating. I know I'm getting a little excited, but
sure. I am a respector of Hunter Brown, but yeah, we could get some home runs. I was going to suggest Michael Tolia here. Who would you like?
Ooh, Mr. McMahon.
All right, let's do it. I think they're both going to end up on this roster, but I would hear you out if you wanted to scroll even further and take once upon a time famed member of the program, Tayo Estrada.
I do forget that Tyro is a Rocky.
Yeah. Well, it was a weird start to the season, right? It was a weird start to the season because he started on the IL. He got hurt in spring training, so you didn't see him in the Rockies uniform in spring training. Then he missed the beginning of the season, so the Rockies were so bad we forgot about them. And then now he's kind of been back and bouncing between the 2 and the 5 hole based on how he's been playing.
Certainly doesn't look like a good hitter right now, but that's to be expected.
Yeah, kind of. Michael Tolia for some pop here. Jordan Beck as a more chalkier of the options, let's say. Mickey Moniac. Who do you like?
I think I like Beck, but if you want to do Tolia because it's your boy, take Tolia.
He is my boy, but if the Nez model says Jordan Beck's the guy you need, then he is in fact the guy you need. Jacob Mizrowski, Hunter Goodman, Ryan McMahon, Michael Nelson Trout, Joseph Adele, and Jordan Beck. That team slaps. Do not dupe us. GM to our guy Brad rolling through. Been a minute since I've seen Brad. I know Brad always checks in, but I like to acknowledge him when he does. OG member around here. Nez, I'm going to bring up the promo for the people here. Underdog Drafts is running a 4th of July promo. I teased it in the tweet there, but then did not share it with the people yet. This works for both fast drafts and slow drafts. You got to enter 16 total drafts. It is 4 of each of the varieties. It is 4 sprints, 4 marathons, 4 eliminators, and 4 weekly winners of the side contest variety there. Do it by midnight on 4th of July there to celebrate the holiday, and you'll receive $50 in bonus cash. I did not do the math on that. What is that? About $220 for 50 kind of deal? Yeah. So like kind of like a 25% break back kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean it's a tremendous deal, right?
Yeah.
If you're planning on drafting, you can get good bang for your buck here. I mean, it's just like, I don't know if you've seen the comments on the original post, but like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like this community, not our community, the community on X the Everything app is just like, it boggles my mind that Underdog offers a promo. It says, we will give you money back if you draft our contest. And and you would thought that like Underdog said like called them names. I mean,
yeah.
I can't stand people, bro. I can't stand people.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't scroll. I'm so glad I didn't scroll. Glad those people are not hanging out with us as the good people in the chat are alluding to with all these comments alongside us. So yes.
Did you know Schwellenbach got hurt?
I think I did. Yes. Yeah, I did. I didn't know the severity of it though.
Fractured elbow.
Yeah, that's bad.
That ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, no, that is not. Man, they've
Fuck.
had some tough luck with pitching this year. AJ Schmishaver was like going pretty nice for them, got hurt. Strider hasn't been Strider coming back. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Wow. That's a tough one. They did look like that good long shot bet that you alluded to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, they could find pitching. Their lineup got a little stronger today, maybe with Profar coming back. Who knows? Maybe he was just on the sauce for the last 2 years. But yeah. All right, guys. Regardless of what the comments say below, this is a really good promotion. Take advantage of it if you plan on playing the side contest this season, because it effectively just gives you 2 BBMs for free for contests that you were probably going to enter anyways. So just do it during this time frame instead, right? Super simple. Nez, last thing I would ask before we move on is maybe just one cheeky home run. Oh, looks like John Boy's got a 60% profit boost in there. I could take a look at the unabated DFS pick'em tool here for a second with the Bad X there. But yeah, maybe we just build out either one pick'em or one home run plays or something like that.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead. See what they got for us.
If I'm using the Bad X, some edges being shown in Kikuchi lower on the strikeouts, Will Warren lower on the strikeouts, and some walks, which are, kind of just high variant, like one-off ones for, no walks for Raleigh, no walks for Michael Nelson Trout. Not exactly sure what goes into that one. Lower on the runs for Cooper Hummel, who may or may not be in there. Yeah, any of that piquing your interest?
I think if Gunner is even multiplier for total bases, I'd probably take the lower on the total bases for Gunner.
Okay, let's check out what's going on with Gunner. Gunner, total bases, lower is available. Okay.
Yep, and then I would do the Trout walks and Raleigh walks
as lowers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Michael Nelson Trout walks. Batter walks lower. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, has no time for walks because he is just busy bashing baseballs over the fence. I'm going to go ahead, add that 60% profit boost to that one. That's a max of 80 USD. I'm going to put 80 bad boys of old John Boy funny money on that one there. And drop it in the chat there for the good people. There, put it in the private chat for you. How about any dong calls, Nez? Have we looked at any potential dingers for tonight? We could take a look at some of our favorite plays there. You were alluding to liking some of the Red Sox stuff. Obviously, 1,000,000,001 games to choose from. I kind of like Addison Barger tonight, but it's only a 3.25.
I like it. I like a 3.25.
Yeah, you like that one?
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna pass up Barger 3.25, then we're gonna have trouble finding anything.
Okay. Yeah, that was one that kind of popped out to me earlier. I was looking at the Will Warren splits, and like the strikeouts are so good against right-handed, but Toronto doesn't strike out a whole lot. And then, I think Addison probably hit second today against a righty. It just kind of felt right. It just kind of felt like it all went together.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. Let's throw him in there for greater than 3x. That's you just play that.
Do you want to do a moon shooter alongside it, like the David Fry hitting in the middle of the order versus a lefty for some double bubble, or do you want to do something a little different?
What's Fry at?
I think it's like a 3-4, 3-3, something like that, probably.
317.
317. Not bad. 36 for that one. McMahon versus. I actually don't really want to play Rockies in this. Yeah, and your Diaz, Cooper Hummel from the wrong side in terms of power distribution. Dude, Dylan Moore, lefty killer, 449 against a guy who induces soft contact, but
in Seattle.
Yeah, in Seattle's gross.
I kind of like this Fry, this double here.
All right, let's do it. That'll just be our one home run. Let's make it move a little bit if we're only going to do one. 30 gets you 1,800. Or, oh, no, 1,081. Sorry. Got out over my skis there. I got really excited. Drop that one in the chat there. Hopefully we could take one of these bad boys home. Obviously, play responsibly. These are the moon shooters for a reason. The first pick 'em is more obtainable with that 6.5x opposed to this one that is 36x there. So be mindful, but we're out here. All right, Nez, let's do some football now. Let's jump in the pit bull and see what happens. I got 2 fast drafts that I left myself with here. I will turn on the solver draft assist to go alongside that. We could mess around with some of the settings as we go. We got 2 more spots in the pit bull. If you've been saving some pit bull bullets, now is the time.
People better hurry up. You're gonna make me join. I got a few left.
Well, you're shit out of luck, Nez, because the good people have done their best and filled out the contest for us.
Well, who's that at 101?
Dub City. There he is. Coach Nez
way.
in the building. Coach Nez in the building, taking that 101. We are in the 107 spot. Big Fungy's in here. Bounds in here. Steam Park Mario's in here. Holy Trackus is in here. Go Dogs. Nice. Go Dogs champs.
That's a great one.
2022. Wrong dogs, but we'll allow it. Troy's in here with us. Love it. If you guys are someone else I did not mention, say what up. Ruben, if you're hanging out. Ruben P. Purple Yoshi's in. Maybe the Steampunk Mario.
While you were doing that, I was entering some slow drafts for my promo. Here's my plan.
Okay, let's hear it.
4 marathon slows going. 4 slow eliminators in. 4 slow sprints in. And then today, tomorrow, and then we have until 11:59 on the 4th, I believe.
Yep, Eastern time.
Yeah, I'm fast drafting my weekly winners during that time.
I love it, dude. That's a fucking plan.
Yeah, I just feel like that's the one that, you know, I don't mean to be such like a sweaty loser about it, but like as far as like information edge, definitely the one I think you could just like do the most without is weekly winners. Like I'm just like trying to like hit lightning on my dick for 1 week.
That's one way of putting it.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they say, Nez. The top 6 kind of goes here as we're accustomed to. I would love to take Christian McCaffrey. Who do you like?
Oh, let's do McCaffrey. Let's, you know, if you're right, you're right in a big way.
Yeah, let's fill up some draft capital bucket at the running back position with this 7 spot. I think we will like some of the wide receiver targets that we get back more than we will like the running back targets that fall back to us, unless Derrick Henry is a faller in this room. That tends to happen at times. But yeah, dude, I like a little Christian McCaffrey here.
Do you have like, I don't know, do you have like a take on Derrick Henry and where you think you're going to be at exposure wise on him?
No, not yet. I've been mixing and matching when he falls to like 15 and 16. I'm fine with it, but like, you know, he's a freak of nature, right? I would not want to be the guy who's betting on, 30 plus running backs who are of his size, who don't catch a ton of passes, who run through brick walls for a living, right? But the fact that he just got an extension, and the fact that that offense could just flat out go burr and be a top 3 offense yet again in terms of total touchdown score, and the fact that he's just a freak anomaly when it comes to breaking off these long runs. Yeah, I mean, like, I can't really fight it. But I think if you were gun to my head, Achan or Henry this year, I think I'd prefer to be overweight Achan.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think I have Derrick Henry ranked 12th.
For the entirety of the summer kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to be pretty well overweight Derrick Henry, I think.
You like him more than Ashton Genty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. HN goes there. We are in shambles, as shambles name indicates there. Solver likes AJ Brown here. I like AJ Brown more than Ladd. I don't see a reason to deviate unless you want to do a 2 running back start.
No, let's agree with the Leone here. Let's take AJ Brown.
Yeah, I like it, man. Like, just 1K yards like clockwork. Last year was like a quote unquote down year, and he still had, was it last year or the year before that he had, I guess it was the year before. He had that stretch of 8 straight games of over 100 yards. You remember that?
Yeah, I think that was the year before.
Yeah. I mean, obviously a little more throw centric in the era before Saquon Barkley, but yeah, I mean, I'm not eliminating that potential range of outcomes in his future if there were some injuries in front of him, like particularly at the running back position, or if there was a need to push the pace a little bit more than last season. Like, they just ball controlled so well.
Yeah, pull up that tweet in the private chat. Hayden
Sure.
tweeted this out a few days ago that like highlights how dominant the Eagles were last year, and how like if we get a little bit of a change in that dominance, like how things can shift.
Yeah. So, how dominant were they once he returned from week 6? He completed 47 passes. So Jalen Hurts only completed 47 passes while trailing over the next 14 games, including the Super Bowl run. They went 14-0. Yeah. So truly, truly dominant ball control, squeezing the air out of the football, all the superlatives you choose to use.
Dude, that is a wild stat.
That is wild.
That's a lot
badass.
of games. It's a lot of games. And you
Yeah.
only had to complete 47 passes. Like, Stafford's completing 47 passes in like 2 games.
Right. Yeah. Well said. Chase Brown falls here, but given our capital spent, Jackson Smith and Jigba looks good. Who do you like, Nez?
I could do JSN. Just get another wide receiver. This room looks awfully pissy.
Yeah, in agreement with you there. I'm actually going to turn off my exposure thresholds there because it is only showing us BBM. So I don't think it's overly relevant. If for you guys who watched the Solver video from the Solver series over the weekend there, Nez and I drafted an absolute beauty. I won't spoil it for the people who haven't checked it out yet, but the link is somewhere down here below there. Hit a like, subscribe, notification, all that fun stuff. Yeah, like that team in particular, when we were managing our exposures, not relevant to do so in this one with a time box contest.
Yeah, you don't have to necessarily sweat it, especially if you're only pulling up your BBM only.
Mm-hmm. GM to JJ rolling through here. Chris G asking if you like Henry more than Nico.
No, I like Nico a lot.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a ton of like Nico and Henry will be like my early season Bijan and Debo. That was like a combo that I had a ton of before Debo started to catch steam.
Okay. Yep.
Definitely foresee that happening.
Yep. What up to our guy Andrew rolling through here just to as if Nez wasn't north enough in the sweatpants there. The Pirates at 1,000-1 right now for the World Series. Don't get my guy excited. Don't get my guy too excited.
Bring me Cedric Mullins.
That actually would make a lot of sense. Wow. You've truly thought about this.
John, I'm fucked up.
Nez, we're on the clock here. DK Metcalf, George Kittle, Jaden Daniels. Who do you like? Hurts?
I think I like Kittle here.
Sure. Let's do it. A little San Fran correlation. A little bit higher than his ADP and where he was falling in early BBM windows there, but doesn't matter as much in a time box contest to us here. So we get a little correlation, teammate correlation there.
Yeah, and it's just like a matter of, and I'm nervous if we can get Hurts to come back to us.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible. It's rare, especially like when the Saquon drafter's on the other side every time, or someone can just do the double tap of Devonta Smith plus Hurts. It's definitely
so
rare. Yeah, like here, like Ruben's setting it up right now. He's taunting Dub City to take him right now. But yeah, I just I had something come across the old timeline here, Nez. Pirates. This is Underdog MLB. Pirates last 7 games in terms of runs scored: 12, 9, 9, 7, 5. And then in the 2 Paul Skeens starts, 2 and 1.
That's unnecessary.
It reminds me so much of the King Felix era, bro. So much. Where he's just like one of the best pitchers in baseball. Career ERA is under 2 through his first basically 2 years or year and a half now. And they just haven't been supporting him with runs yet.
It's so bizarre how that happens. Like DeGrom had the same problem.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
I wonder if there's some math to aces lining up with aces based on rotation slots.
I know. That's what I was kind of thinking in my head.
I think we're going to like this pick, dude. George Pickens. We're getting a 10 out of 10 score here. I think maybe a running back comes back to us. I think I really like this pick.
I'm Pickens.
Yeah, I like that. Gives us a stacking out partner as well. Pretty strong start here after going with Christian McCaffrey and spending some early capital on tight end, which is something, we don't tend to normally do here, Nez, you and I. Like, we don't really do the elite tight end thing there. I did see some interesting graphics today of just the rise of Kittle's ADP. I'll bring it up in the Best Ball Explorer in half a second here, but yeah, just interesting to see this.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see Kittle's and Ayuk's ADP like superimposed.
Yeah, sure. I mean, just like how things have how the landscape has shifted around the Niners, kind of thing.
Yeah, like does Kittle's rise coincide with the fall of Ayuk? I'm sure.
Well, in 2 clicks of the mouse there, Nez, I can have that beautifully visualized for you right here, courtesy of the Solver's Best Ball Explorer there. Yeah, beautiful stuff right there. We are seeing Kittle is up to 44.7, which is 5.7 spots in ADP change since the opening of BBM. And Brandon Ayuk has moved down 4.7. Yeah, but in most recent window, kind of, last week or so, you can definitely see them going in opposite directions ever so slightly. We're back up on the clock here. Nez, sorry, you could comment on it in half a second. Feels like a good spot for running back if we want to do like Travion Henderson.
I like Connor, but I'm cool with Henderson.
Okay, let's do Connor. No, you like Connor. Let's do Connor. We will pull that up there. It does kind of feel like that sweet spot that we keep talking about for those running backs to add a second one that we like, or add 2 of them if you start 0 or be in that 5 through 6 range. Yeah, Nez, just macro thoughts on the Best Ball Explorer visualization here.
No, that makes total sense, right? I mean, those guys should be moving equal parts, but Kittle has a harder time rising because of the draft capital difference there. I don't think Ayuk has fallen enough, but I get it. The market is waiting. But he's going to fall further, if and when that news hits.
Yeah, I
Like
agree with
all
you,
these guys
man.
are going to move after that news hits. Like they're moving now. They're going to move even more.
Yeah, no, I agree with you for sure. Pat Moore doubling down on the notion. Amazing. Tua was playing around with it the other day. Yeah, it's great. It's incredible. It's effortless too. Even a dumb guy like me can figure it all out.
Ultimate test.
Ultimate test. The use case. That's why I get to test these tools. They're like, let's see what a fucking normie brain will do with these things. And they let normie John click around with it, and they're like, great, it's idiot proof. Here we go.
Exactly.
Oh, good, clean fun. Yeah, Nez, the other one I was kind of thinking there was, this is the full San Francisco outlook, and you can kind of see from like the 26 onward that you see the slight dip in Ayuk, and then you see a slight rise in basically everybody else. The one thing that I wanted to look at was the combination of tight ends of the elite variety, and look up oh shit, we're on the clock. Judkins, who we're kind of out on. Golden could be a lot of fun. Shakir is a little stabler. Golden or Shakir for me?
Golden.
Golden it is for Nez. All right. No bye week overlap there as well, as you guys could see with the little badges coming up on the side there. We get our first rookie on the squad, which is noted by that R. Who are the top 3 tight ends? McBride. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so not a ton of change here, Nez, but you can see a little bit of like a 2-spot slide in McBride and Bowers over the course of the last month or two.
Mm-hmm.
But and then you see it kind of in tandem with the rise of everybody's favorite. He should be in that category pick of Kittle. But yeah, just thought that was interesting too, right?
Yeah. It doesn't look like much on the graph, but you are feeling it in drafts for sure.
Yeah. And obviously noteworthy that we're in a time box contest here. So CLV associated with this kind of stuff doesn't matter as much as in the BBM contest and get your guys season, yada yada. And you know what? In general, ADP doesn't, necessarily matter as much as we give it credence, because CLV isn't realized until the season. So I mean, even if you're a little bit behind on George Kittle in terms of exposure right now, you could still be right by picking him at pick 40, or you could still be wrong at picking him at pick 40, right?
You could be right or you could be wrong. I love it.
Fucking right. Yeah. This feels like a smash, dude. I think we just run to the podium for Aaron Jones here. But if you think we're a little bit too fever, I would take some 16 correlation in Downs or Pittman.
Nope. Aaron Jones is going to be one of my highest drafted running backs this year.
Love it, dude. Yeah, leaning into a little bit of the old guy smashed last year. Why can't the old guy smash again? Question mark.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could borderline argue Jordan Mason having a role good for Aaron Jones. Keep him fresh.
Yep.
I don't think that's a crazy take.
Me neither. I mean, maybe having a complimentary back who can actually stay on the field feels better, because like they distrusted all their backup guys like the Ty Chandler and that sort of situation so much so last year that they went out and brought, one Achilles Cam Akers back.
Yep.
So I think people do lose sight of that like, as much as Jordan Mason is a good player and he's an insurance policy in parentheses, that's not necessarily a bad thing for a guy like Aaron Jones, who's done a lot with a little over his career, of like the 14 carries, 4 catches variety. And, there's still 8 to go around for Jordan Mason on a weekly base.
Yeah. Like a lot of these guys, especially the older guys, have some sort of rotational back involved, and I think it's good to keep him fresh toward the end of the season. Like that's what we really care about, is getting to the playoffs and smashing in the playoffs. And Aaron Jones is getting up there.
Yeah, maybe that's a good question. Just like macro, I did see. Was it Ron who was bringing it up on Twitter the other day that Alvin Kamara, like his back weighted stuff has looked really bad for like the last 3 years. Here, that's a BBM specific kind of take. Nez, we could finish off our tight end room. We could do like a rookie Trey Harris and set up another stacking partner. We could do another running back in Scatterboy.
You want to do Trey Harris? We don't do a lot of him.
Yeah, for whatever reason we don't. I think that'd be fun to kind of backweight our kind of fall of Pickens alongside two of our potential veteran earned second round value guys to then just stockpile a couple rookies that have quarterback stacking outs.
Right. Yeah. It gives us a chance to take Herbert because, yeah, I haven't taken a ton of Herbert this season.
Likewise. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't take a ton of Trey Harris, like I said, dude. It's just, it does feel like a tad pricey as all the rookies do, but there's a chance that nobody likes QJ, even though QJ caught a lot of touchdowns last year. Mike Williams is 1,100 years old. I don't know. What if it's Trey Harris season?
Right. Yeah. Simple as that. Jimmy asking, have we seen some clips of Golden working out, going around the X machine, working on some routes? I got to check that one out. Have you seen that, Nez?
No, I don't. I try not to, get over my skis on guys doing workouts, but it's fun.
Nice. Yeah. Aaron Jones and Pollard so comfy. Chris G's alluding to. If you guys did not see, Mike Robb was on Joined the Bash. Hashtag Joined the Bash with Pete today. Guys, go check that one out. I'm sure you guys are readily aware of Pete's new concept, Join the Bash, that goes alongside the randomizer on Wednesdays there. He could have picked a better time slot if you ask me personally, Nez, for those two programs. But I'm always a long time viewer of those ones regardless, and you can catch up on our content after the fact. I respect it.
John, can I ask you something?
Uh-huh.
We do shows with Pete every week. Why are you trying to join the bash?
Oh, because you don't know my shtick?
What is the shtick?
Okay, hold on. Do you like Dak here?
Yeah.
Me too.
What is the shtick, brother?
Oh, my shtick. I say it in the chat every time when I click join the bash. I get to choose who joins the bash.
Okay.
If I win, I choose who joins the bash. So I try and join the bash every single week so that I can choose who I think is going to be the biggest wild card to put Pete on his toes to, fuck with him a little bit.
Respect. Okay. I didn't see your, the fine print of that every time I see you on there, but every time I see your name on there, I'm like, what is this guy doing?
What's he doing? Yeah.
You're stealing shine from the viewers.
No. I would never go on. So I'm trying to.
Okay.
It's an added bullet for somebody else. They just don't know it yet.
Got it.
I got a short list right now based on people in the comments and who comments on our show and stuff. I got a short list of who I want to join the bash.
All right. You could really shake shit up. But they have to come and join the bash though, right? Like you just choose another join the bash commenter. You can't be choosing.
Right. Yeah.
Anybody.
I can't go full rogue, but I choose from the 30 that put the hashtag in. Join the bros. We could do a tandem show. Join the bash, and then the second hour is join the bros, and we trade off with Pete.
Honestly, like join the bash has been such a success.
Yeah, revolutionary concept.
I would happily borrow the idea.
Yeah, and he's getting good member ads each week too, as well. Chris G, who's your most exposed player? I want to know this. Is that in reference to Trey Harris and the Trey Harris conversation? Oh, I'm actually really, really curious. Blake, you've been invited on the show and you've turned it down. No Bo Sox would hop in a draft with us? Big Fungy, would you hop on? You'd hop on. Nez, I think things worked out the way we wanted. We get Herbert to come back here, and we get to do that little Trey Harris, Justin Herbert stack. Do you want to try and push it, or do you want to, what do you win when you win question?
Let's just do it.
I mean, it lines up with ADP. We've spent little capital at quarterback, and the solver is suggesting it too. So all those things feel good.
Yeah. I know. I just it feels so gross passing on Drake May there after ADP, but we do have the stack, and that's kind of what we were going for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that out on the notion of why can't Justin Herbert be better than Drake May this season?
I mean, like for this team, I think it kind of like if Trey Harris is good and like, Lab McConkey presumably still good, then yeah, Herbert probably the right pick. But Drake May is going to be my highest drafted quarterback. I think him or Dak.
Yeah, I like the Dak stuff. You and I are both in agreement with the Dak stuff right now. I don't hate the Drake May take by any stretch of the imagination. I think it could be a lot of fun. And I do think there is a bull case that Drake May stuff could be more fun than the Bo Nix stuff. But yeah, maybe even,
yeah. I like Drake May better in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Let alone at cost.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, you just think the Broncos defense is going to be good and Bo Nix has some regression coming kind of deal?
I mean, yeah, man. Why are we taking Bo Nix top 100?
He low-key had one of the really good rookie seasons for a quarterback. Like
he was good. He was good. But like, was he fantasy good?
I think the illusion of Bo Nix running and scoring touchdowns is more fabricated in our minds than in actual practice. Nez, we are up here. Jake Ferguson for the double stack could be fun. Rachaad White. I know you like Rachaad White. Could fit this.
I do like Rachaad White.
Let's do Rachaad White and see if Ferg or Blue come back to stack the Dak stuff.
Yeah, I'm big on Rachaad White. I hope that doesn't go south. Because if it goes south, it's bad for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can find a lot of interesting conversations around Tampa Bay in general. Like you can have the take of, hey, they could score the third most offensive touchdowns yet again. You could have that take, and you could have, it becomes hyper concentrated if a couple injuries happen, right? You could have that take, or you could have the take of too many mouths to feed. He's a plotter. Bucky takes the full job. They didn't use him in the postseason. Bucky has legendary upside ceiling that Rachaad White does not, and it funnels through him, right? Like you can have very polarizing takes. You can have, Godwin's fully up to speed and Igbukah doesn't matter. Or you can have Godwin lingers, Igbukah proves to be way better than Godwin, and he's a monster. Like you can tell 100 different stories, and I wouldn't fight you on it when it comes to Tampa.
Yeah, it would just kind of shock me if they don't use Rachaad White, and they make Bucky like an 80% snap guy. That just like wouldn't make sense for his body type, I don't think. He's not a big guy.
Yeah. Nez, couple interesting things here. You love it, let it go. Both Jake Ferg and Jadon Blue come back to us. I think I would say Ferg, but I will take whoever you prefer.
I think Ferg makes sense here, and then we can just forget about tight end.
Yeah, it does look like a little bit of a tier break mentally at tight end. I know there are some light back end targets that we like, but that feels like a good, we can stick with two here kind of room.
Yeah, I think I'd make this a 3 QB team. I think
I'm here for it. Yeah,
and then 2 tight end. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Absolutely. Looks pretty good on the surface to me. Xavier Legette goes there at 150. Did you see the video of him pulling his buddy in the ATV out the mud?
Yeah.
Badass.
He's the best.
Couple good old farm boys. Yeah, Cody throwing another wrinkle into there that like Sean Tucker could potentially mix in. Pat saying that naked Bo Nix was for sure a thing in BR mid to late season when he was dropping in the 30s. Absolutely. Nick saying Bo Nix was quite good considering draft position last year, but obviously a completely different bet this year. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I mean, top 100 Bo Nix is just kind of silly.
Purple Yosh saying some nice words in the chat that join the bros would be a smash if it was not regular business hours. If it was after hours, that'd be cool. That's what never let me step foot into a Bass Pro Street.
That's right.
Nez, we are up here, and QJ falls right into our laps as a screaming double stack, quote unquote, value. You like it?
I think we just do it, right? I mean,
we've made the Herbert bet. Why not double stack it up? We said we're probably done at tight end. It was a 10 out of 10 on the Solver Richter scale there, and nothing else was really close in that vicinity. So I'm inclined to take it.
yeah, I think the other thing we could have maybe done is a Pat Bryant, like a little rich Pat Bryant. I do like him, but yeah.
Wow. Chili cannot forget Sean Tucker has as many weekly RB1 overall finishes as the starter. That's
You guys, and they're trying to, they act like we don't know about Sean Tucker, John.
We done know.
We do. We've drafted Sean Tucker on stream in best ball before.
We sure have. We sure have. Nez, we got 4 picks left here. I'm not fully gonna dock the tight end. You know what? I might just do it for visual sake. We might just dock the tight ends here.
I mean, I would.
Yeah. I think, damn, if Cam Ward came there, that would have been a lot of fun. I would still say Sam Darnold with JSN here. Do you like that idea?
Yeah.
They're telling us Wan'Dale Robinson or Jalen Noel. I think they're both, fine to round out your room. But I do think getting ahead for that last quarterback there feels good.
Yeah, stack it up, man. I like Darnold. I like the Darnold bet.
Yeah, me too. And we would have to really gal brain a skinny stack if we passed on Darnold there and he went on the right-hand side of the board. I don't know where the cup drafter is or if someone wants to backstack Sam Darnold. They're probably good at quarterback, but if someone wanted to add a third, we'd kind of be at a miss for which third we would then add.
It would be what, like Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson? I mean,
yeah, and both of those would probably be ran naked, or we would tack on like A.D. Mitchell or something like that. It wouldn't feel as comfy as if JSN goes nice this year and this roster clicks. It's probably because Sam Darnold's still the starter in week 17 and he's going nice in tandem with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Sam Darnold price is so nice. Like, if you're getting that right, I mean, it just feels huge.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's so cheap and just like, I don't know, man. I'm betting on my guy Sam. I can't help it.
Yeah, no, I won't fight you on that for sure because it's just such a palatable price tag, and it does seem a little cleaner than the indie stuff right now, even though I know the ceiling of Richardson is higher, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels like a safer bet to me.
We just had a confirmation that Go Dogs Champs 2022 is not, in fact, a Husky Go Dogs respector because he pulled up Jordan James, Oregon Duck Jordan James to the 15th round there. Can't be having that if he's cheering for the right dogs.
You guys aren't even rivals anymore, are you?
I guess not. Nez, what do you think here? Miles Sanders kind of getting a bunch of love here. Noah Brown is popping. Who do you like?
I think Miles Sanders or Jarquez Hunter.
Ooh, I like the Hunter idea more. Fuck. 20-second shot clock's done got us.
That was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we could probably shut it down at running back.
Yeah, so we got a 3-5-6-2 rolling here for the audio listeners. Dak, Justin Herbert, Sam Darnold, definitely done with the quarterback room. So I'll go ahead and hit that there. I think we're definitely done with the tight end room as well. That is George Kittle and Jake Ferguson, though that one's not as clear. Christian McCaffrey, James Conner, Aaron Jones, Rashad White, Miles Sanders, the oldest running back room ever assembled. And then AJ Brown, Jackson Smith in Jigba, George Pickens, Matthew Golden, Trey Harris, Quentin Johnson. We found a little bit of youth, at least in the wide receiver room there. In terms of draft capital allotment, we have filled the tight end and the quarterback buckets. We have filled the running back buckets. It is leaving a little bit to be desired in the wide receiver bucket there. So probably 2 wide receivers to close here, Nez.
I think so. I would probably call this a 3-5-8-2.
3-5-8-2, the man says. We got some good week 16 monster stackage going down with Chargers and Dallas. If that game pops off in week 16, we are going to be a wagon in the finals. Jalen Coker would give us some 17 off of Sam Darnold and JSN. Buffalo, we could do like Elijah Moore to work off of the AJ Brown pick.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Elijah Moore?
I'm down for that.
All right. Let's do Elijah Moore.
He's still really young.
Yeah, he's not bad too. Add Elijah Moore here. And we're going to close the door on running back, Nez. I think so.
I think so, dude. I think I would rather go 3-5-8-2.
Noah Brown is popping in a big way for this team because of 16 and 17 correlation. He's wide receiver 103, and the solver really likes it. So that's a very interesting correlation nugget. Obviously, in our settings, we have boosted 16 and 17 correlation in some capacity, which is leading us to the ultimate scroll the F down. We got the evergreen Keenan Allen decision there. Slayton, sorry, we're only dealing with wide receivers here. Jalen Tolbert would be like the super duper monster stack. Amari Cooper as a free agent swing. Malik Washington with some potential positive news, now potential negative news with Darren Waller coming. The snip snap of Malik Washington in the 18th round there. Who's jumping off for you? MVS with some stackage?
I think MVS.
Yeah? You like it better than Big Mike Dub?
I think MVS or Coker.
I think Coker might have gone, dude. Yeah, Coker went.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Troy took Coker there. I imagine he was the Young drafter. Bryce Young, yeah. Little backstack for Coker. He takes Mac Hollins as a scroll the F down.
Yeah, I'm not really into Noah Brown.
Sure, yeah. I'm good with that.
I don't mind Turpin either.
I don't think I want to go with like a 5th Dallas piece.
Would that be 5? Or I guess
1,
4 teammates, yeah.
2, 3, yeah, 4 teammates with Dak. Seems a little thin.
Let's do MVS.
Let's do MVS. Famous last words for the boys here. Let's play. All we need is 3 catches and 112 yards and a score from MVS 1 week. Kind of fun. First MVS share. Second or third Elijah Moore share. I don't have a ton of Kittle because the price keeps climbing there. So like that we got some Kittle in our lives in a time box contest. I'm going to go ahead and cook up a report for us. Draft report already populated 1 minute ago. I was slow. Go ahead, close that out there. I'll keep the draft window going so we can take a look at what else got drafted in front of us. And I'm going to bring in this. Boom. There you go. Solver draft assist report card for us, Nez. A little bit more of a comfy build there. We started with that 0-3-5-1 start. Probably want a quarterback in that to be quote unquote optimal in the first half, but we got a little bit of ADP fallage in, not really, actually. It was right at ADP there. We monster stacked up Dallas. We got some stacks going on with all three of our quarterbacks. They're all three are over double stack there. We got some big time game correlation in week 16, not a ton of 17, not a ton of 15, a little less important, I would suggest, in this contest versus BBM. But we did do some onslaught stacks there. A lot of draft capital tied up to the San Francisco 49ers because we spent 2 of our first 4 picks on San Fran with CMC and Kittle there. 8%, 32%, 47%, and 12%. Maybe a little light on the wide receiver bucket, but all in all, pretty strong. Nez, what do you think?
Yeah, really like it. Just counting on that Chargers and Cowboys game to get us to the finals. I can't believe that we got Pickens at pick 55. Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Yeah, that is the ADP of pre-big board, pre-trade narrative.
I whatever. I will just have so much George Pickens it'll make me nauseous.
Nez still a George Pickens slappy even after leaving his beloved Steelers. There,
I was not on George Pickens as a Steeler.
You know what? In your defense, your homerism does not stem very deeply into your takes outside of Najee Harris and O'Neal Cruz, Paul Skeens, and Oatmeal Reynolds. Like, outside of that, you're pretty diplomatic when it comes to evaluating your favorite teams. And I believe in the very first year of George Pickens, I was the slappier of the two of us because I thought he had that dog in him from fighting on the sidelines over and over again.
Yeah, that is true. I am just like, if people are going to say untrue things about Najee Harris, they're putting me in a tough position. I have to defend him. If people are going to talk the way that they choose to talk about Najee Harris, I have no choice but to push back. I can't just like sit on the sidelines and watch this nonsense get spewed. I mean, from people that I respect and trust and listen to, saying these strong negative things about Najee Harris that are just go against everything that is the game of football. We need to take a step back.
I respect it too. Sorry, I was clicking around there. I respect your take. I like where you're at with this. Nez, let's break it down here. A 3-5-8-2. Dak, Herbert, Darnold, CMC, Connor, Jones, Aaron Jones, Rashad White, Miles Sanders, AJ Brown, JSN, Pickens, Golden, Trey Harris, Quentin Johnson, Elijah Moore, and MVS. And then Kittle and Ferguson. Does it suck or does it fuck, my friend?
No, this team definitely fucks for sure.
Yeah, I think this one fucks in a big way.
Yeah, we're trying new things too as well. We're really out here, calling our shots, heat checking with the MBS and Elijah Moore picks.
Oh man, is it ever
we're doing tricks?
Check? Okay, I want to address one question in the chat here. You guys can check out the solver with the link in the bio below. Good people at the solver have the best ball draft assistant, which was the overlay in which we were using during that most recent draft there. And then this report card is part of the best ball explorer function. So that's at thesolver.com/best ball explorer. And what I will show is, can you plug in past drafts into the solver to see stats and rankings? Yes, you absolutely can. You can sync them. We did both of these things in the solver series videos, but I will just show you for a half second here. My portfolio right now is at 44 drafts right now in here, but now as more of my slows finish, I download my exposures from Underdog. So I will go show you guys right here. I go to my drafts. I go to my completed tabs. I go over to the NFL contests here. As you guys can see, it's now 52 instead of the 44. I go email exposure CSV here. Instantaneously, it will come to your mail. You can do this once a day. Then you take that CSV. You go to the Best Ball Explorer right here. You see this upload function on the bottom left corner there. You click the upload. You drag and drop the CSV, your exposure types. I click this year, Underdog season. I go next. I choose the file. I upload it. It'll go to this portfolio breakdown, and then I can see what I've spent on every contest. Then I can see my own portfolio exposure here. All the players come up. You drag and drop that. And then if you guys want to know how to sync your individual contest exposures, that is in the most recent draft video there. You can see the syncing of the exposures in real time using the Best Ball Draft Assistant. And then those are overlaid in your contest while you are drafting. Did I miss any steps or any obvious stuff there, Nez?
No, it's really easy. Definitely a cool feature of the product for sure.
Yeah, and as I alluded to earlier there, it is still too effing cheap. And it also works, as you guys can see, active tab right now. I'm on the slow draft clock here. Boom, you can see it right there. I actually have to turn off some of the docking functionalities or whatever because this one I've already locked up at tight end. So you guys can see it's giving me like an X out at tight end there. So yeah, we explain it all in detail in the 2 Solver Series videos. Go check those ones out. They're located somewhere down below. Nez, any final words for the people?
No, I'll see you in the MLB lobbies. Best of luck. And yeah, just another day closer to the real Independence Day.
Nice. I love it. Hey, well, in a couple years' time, I'll be celebrating it too as the 51st state here. So I look forward to celebrating on the same day as you do, Nez. Actually, yesterday was kind of weird. It was the first year in a long time that we were home for Canada Day, so it was pretty cool. Just they run a parade and all this fun stuff. So pretty good. All right, Nez, we will be back tomorrow. We will break down the baseball slate for people. We will do some stuff in tandem with the sidekick, rip some more drafts tomorrow alongside you guys. Best of luck in the baseball streets this evening. Links to the Pick Ems are somewhere over there. Links to the Solver are down below, and Solver Series is live if you guys missed those ones, as I alluded to earlier. Everybody's favorite time. Oh, the promo too. You guys got to fill out that promo prior to midnight or 11:59 on July 4th, Friday. You got to get in 4 of each of those side contests: weekly winners, the marathon, the eliminator, and what am I forgetting?
Weekly winners,
sprint. There we go. All right, everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace.